Right, the second part of this is we'll put that wall into Blender. Now you have to download the file and it should come up with this. It's converted image into mesh. We'll click on that and you'll be faced with this, and it's quite daunting to start with, but this is the only way I know, or I've been shown. I haven't done this, I've been shown this, how to do this, so it's not too bad if someone explains it to you. So hopefully we can go through. So if we come to the bottom here, we'll start off with now our SVG is our curve, and we'll import that in a minute. And all we do is our object, and this will be the name of our object. We'll find that in a minute. And then it fills it with these n-gons, extrudes it, it does flips it, joins it, merges it, and it outputs it. So it's all done with these little boxes. Now that's your SVG or your curve. Yeah, and this procedure here along the bottom is what does the goody stuff. Now the grid must always be slightly bigger than your object. You'll see when we come to it. We'll input a 6x3 object, we'll input 6.05 and a Y as 3.05, just so the mesh covers it and it meshes with it basically. The subdivision one, now keep it low while you're messing about, because as soon as you up this, subdivision is these little squares here, which gives you basically your texture, your decent finish. That is level 3 and it's workable, but then what it does, you go up a level and it will subdivide these, and then another subdivide, and then you're starting to get to lots of detail then. But because it's such a computer hungry part of it, keep it low to start with, and we'll show you at the end what happens when you crank it up. So this, you don't really need to know any of this here, because this is what does the magic. Image texture. Now this is the one we want, because in image texture is what we want to project onto our curve. So if we go to new image, create, is it, or open? Let's have a look. So I can't remember now. Nope. You know what? See it somewhere. No. Oh, yeah, I know why I haven't done it yet. So right, forget that. We'll come to this image texture. We might as well cover this right now. What you have to do is on the right hand side, the checkerboard, texture, properties. Click on that. It's what we did in the other tutorial I done. New, open. Now I've downloaded a load. I show it on the last video where to go and find your brickwork and all like that, and this I've just downloaded a lot. So what should we go for? We will go for castle broken brick, because I know it's quite a rough texture and it shows up well. So we double click textures and we want to go to our DISP PNG, double click, and it's there. So now when we go to our image texture, we've got a castle, broken brick, and we can click on that one, and straight away that changed, and now this is castle, broken brick in our image texture. None of these need to be changed except for the multiplier, the multiplier. Now this gives you how bumpy basically it's going to be. So if we go there, and we'll go, if you click once it will go 1.3 and really be dramatic, so there you go, and you see the texture now has gone mad. So when you do your increments on here, you have to do it in 0.0. So if we go to 0.05, which the ones I've been testing with, and enter, it seems to come out alright in 0.05. Some walls you might not like, it's a lumpy, but we'll go back to the point, yeah, we'll keep it at 0.05, why not. So you want image, bring in your new texture, and after you bring your texture in, change it in here. The multiplier gives you the height. All this stuff here is the magic, which I don't really understand it all, but I know how to use it. So now what we need to do is bring in our curve that we copied from before. So if we, will we do it? No, we can't do it there. Well, we can right click on our surface here and paste objects. So we've got the object there, but we're not going to do it yet. So what we need to do is we have to disconnect some of these nodes. So this mesh 2 that goes to the long line of nodes that make all the magic happen, disconnect that one, and all you do is click on and drop it away. Straight away all our texture has disappeared. Now if you see this one's extrude SVG. So if we take it off the mesh and drop it there, and then we've got a flat object now. So it's not doing what it's supposed to, which is good. So straight away I can see a problem with the curve is the wrong size. So we click on the curve, press N. Oh no, there's a 6x6. No, that's fine. So what we do is we click on the plane. If we want to go to Sketchup, that'll bring this one up, but our plane brings everything else back up there. So this one we want to, if we go into plane, it was a Sketchup, it was a group O I think. If you go here and click on, no, that's the one we want. I will get there. I think it's in plane. Oh yes, there we go. So we go to this one, group O I think. It's not been renamed, is it? Yeah, SketchUp curve, group O. If we change the object info to group O, there we go. And hopefully that'll be group O. Oh yeah, original, change that to relative. I wonder why they got super big. So yeah, so now if we click on that, it comes up with 6 meters by 3 meters. Press M to get rid of that side window. So object, we click on our new curve. It's named group O, but you can, if you double click it, you can rename it to new curve. So we go to our plane, and we know it's a new curve. So new curve, we're connected to there. Now we want to connect this mesh back to this mesh, and now we've got our extrude mesh node back into play. And then we want to go to displace and transform to our geometry and reconnect that to our mesh. Now, not a lot has happened there, because I think we need to go right back to the beginning. Like I said, change the size there to 6.05, and we tab, and we're going to go to 3.05, and we're still not quite covered. I think sometimes when this happens, it needs to be increased. You see, that's covered it now. Yep, there we go. So I don't know why, but all I know is if you increase it and then you cover, so now we're good. We've got our wall. It's quite thick, but we can chop that down later. And then we've got our castle brick in here. Got our multiplier, which gives us our different depths of texture. We can always, in the extrude, change the different thicknesses of the extrude. There we're going, and I'm not quite sure where that's gone. Transform geometry to 0.5. So if we use that, I don't know if you saw that, that went down there, or you can bring it back up. But if you keep it at a 0.5, when we go into our slicer, we can always adjust how thick we want the wall, which I find is probably a better idea. So right, we're good on that. We'll go back to the beginning, and this is where we press the magic button. So we're on level 3. If you keep an eye on this one, this is our texture map on here. We'll go level 4. Yep, improvement. Level 5. Now this is where it starts to slow down. Now we're getting much more detail. And if we go up to level 6, which takes, it does take a little while, depending on your machine, so you might have to talk amongst yourselves. But I wouldn't go above level 6. Well, I can't. If I do, then I have to go away and make a cup of tea, because there's a lot of detail in the level 6. You go up to level 7, and I don't think you'll see any improvements on the brickwork. There we go. And then we're up to level 6. You can see there's quite a lot of detail in there now, and that took a little while to come to fruition. Right, so now we want to click on our wall, File, Export, STL, and then we'll save it as a test. And then make sure this one's selected, selection only. You can change this one to, I'm not sure if it's 10 or 100. We can resize it anyway, so I'll try 100. If it doesn't work, try 10. So, and we'll export the STL. Right, I'll pause this one. There's a lot to take in on this one.